All honor, glory, and praise be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered amongst the earth, starting with our elder apostles over the Great Millstone Church, on down to all you men, you brothers, teaching and preaching the gospel, continuing the faith, and likewise shalom to all you true believers scattered amongst the earth. So, this message is just, some exhortation, Lord willing, something useful to the nation, but just the thought of understanding that nothing that we're gonna go through here, and me saying here, just saying as the earth in its current state, as it's been given into the hands of the wicked, and to you being an Israelite, because as always, this message is out to the elect, ultimately, of the Israelite nation. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian people scattered amongst the earth who have come into this truth and know, who you are today, understanding that, this earth is ultimately ours. But for the time being, it's given into the hand of the wicked, and we got to endure. And knowing that, you just have to realize nothing that we obtain here is going to be in its fullness. So there's no reason of expecting that. The Lord, he put us in this condition, in this position we in for a reason. He wants to teach us, because that's what chastisement is about. It's about learning a lesson. It's about being proven. It's about, being put through this furnace, and that's adversity, affliction, tribulations, trials, for us to come out as gold, pure, something that can endure, the heat. And the heat simply all the adversity that come our way on this path that we're on, the straight and narrow way. And that word straight goes into obstacles in front of you, but though these obstacles be put in front of you, it's a straight and narrow way, meaning you got to go through those obstacles, meaning whatever it is you're trying to obtain is you're gonna be given the short stick. Nothing's going to just be a cakewalk. And if it is, it's just because the Lord allowed you to have it that way. But, don't expect things to be a cakewalk. Expect to have to go the extra mile. Expect to have to, expect to deal with the worst, man. Hope for the best, but expect the worst, because that's just our, that's what we've been dealt with here, for the time being. So I'm going to kick this off here in the book of 2 Corinthians 9. And verse 8, it says, "And God is able to make all grace abound towards you." But also keep this in mind, the Lord, he's able to make grace abound towards us. And that's going to be due to us obtaining the true knowledge and wisdom, which in the book of Isaiah 33:6, what tells you is what? The stability of our times. And the times we are in right now is the time the Lord is being gracious. He's allowing us to get ourselves right, to align ourselves with him and walk the path that's been set in front of us, and to put off our old nature and become who we ultimately are supposed to be. Again, it's going to come with tribulation. Don't expect to have the best job, or even if you do got the best job, don't be expected to be treated the best. Don't expect your woman to be on page with you, all the time, because, Satan, that's one of his main vessels of distracting us. In the book of 1st to 2nd Peter in the 5th chapter, it tells you be sober, be vigilant. So you got to keep your mind clear. Again, lean on the Lord, the knowledge and wisdom, which is said to be the stability of our times. The times we are in is a time the Lord is having, ultimately grace on us, because although we are in the truth today, we all come from, you know, positions he state where, the Lord should have destroyed us. So we all got to realize, it's all part of the walk, man. Don't expect the cakewalk, man. Just to keep it plain and simple. But lean on the Lord's knowledge and wisdom because it's going to hold you down. He shows us how to deal with adversity, adverse situations, and continue. That's what it's all about. He who endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So the Lord is able, again, 2 Corinthians 9:8, and God is able to make all grace abound towards you. So the Lord is able to make this time abound towards us, meaning we able to grow in it. It says that ye always having all sufficiency in all things. So it's not about what you expect or what you want, but it's about what the Lord allows you to have. And knowing that that's just exactly what you need. Because the Lord says we're going to have sufficiency, all of sufficiency in all things that we need. And it says may abound to every good work. So again, that ye always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work. So the Lord set us up perfectly. And I say this message definitely inspired through a few conversations over the past few days with, my brother Shariat. And something he said was key to me, which is about perspective. You might be just looking at things wrong. Find yourself, fake complaining about things and not really realizing what's in front of you. And the Lord tells you you're not dealing with nothing more than what the next man dealing with. Things that's common to men. So we all being afflicted. So it ain't nothing to be offended about. It's just realizing like, yeah, this the situation. It's a scripture that came to mind, but I can't paraphrase it quite just right now. The conditions of the battle, I believe, that's in the Apocrypha. This the condition of the battle that we go fight here on this earth. It's the setup. Just know it. Roll with it. Shit go seem to be up and down, but you supposed to have understanding of that. And with the understanding of that, you're supposed to be able to abound in his grace. Again, verse 9, not again, but continue. Verse 9, it says, as it is written, he hath dispersed abroad. The Lord dispersed abroad to who? The poor. It says he hath given to the poor. All right, we the poor. We not up right now. This isn't our kingdom. This isn't our world. The earth is not in our hands. So-called black people who are Israelites aren't ruling the earth right now. The majority of us not even in our right mind to be able to rule or even, be in those positions. That's why we not there. But for us who are in this truth, we know we seeking a world to come, which we will rule in. And that's what the Lord has set up for us. So then get caught up in your own mind, get caught up in, these words. And the Lord will allow us to abound and be, be safe, be sufficient, with everything that we need that's good. And it's not going to be, the ideal, if you will, situation, but it's going to be exactly what the Lord wanted you to have so you can get through. As it is written, he hath dispersed abroad, he hath given to the poor. His righteousness remaineth forever. So the Lord is righteous, He's not putting you through too much. It's just enough. And it's for you to ultimately get through. So you can realize, so you can just realize. You realize more and more how bad it is that we need the Lord. And that's what, keep men going, keep men hot, keep men on the up and up. So let me come here to the book of Psalms. So I think that I have anything else in mind. Psalms chapter 34. Psalms 34. And we're going to start around the verse 6. Psalms 34:6, it says, the poor man cried. It's like this poor man cried. And I'm hopping up to see it. It's David speaking. It say, this poor man cried, and the Lord Yahweh heard him. So King David himself, he was dealing with adverse situations, being afflicted on the run, you know, constantly having to deal with not the best situation, but staying firm in the Lord. He was able to endure and ultimately come out on top, you know. This poor man cried, and the Lord Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. So yeah, for the moment, you know, you may be being afflicted. You may be dealing with, again, undesirable you know, just situations, adversity, somebody put, your work situation, your home situation, you know, just any little situation, right? Just dealing with it. You might not have enough money to pay a bill. You might not have enough money to just grab this you know, something that you may be able to use, you know, online, you know. You might have ordered something online and the package didn't come through, you know, and you were just waiting on it. Just expect those things to be, you know, it's all part of our walk here, you know. You're going to be tried. You're going to get the short end of the stick. You're used to it, you know. But in that, always know the Lord is working. The Lord, you know, he's just making you perfect. He's perfecting you, I'd rather say. Verse 7, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So it ain't no situation that's going to take us out, you know. And men go through situations that the Lord show like, yeah, I got you, you know. Near-death experiences. But the Lord not go, ultimately, he not going to let us perish. Not the way he let the wicked perish. So we got a lot going for us. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to know this. It says, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. So you taste and see. You use your discernment. Realize that. Take heed to all of the positions and situations the Lord is putting you through. And understand the Lord, he got you. And he's righteous and he's good. And it always ends up, you know, we always end up, if you will, on top. Because at the end of the day, we know the situation on this earth, which is the wicked ruling, you know, is dwindling. Their time is dwindling and it's coming to an end, and we're going to end up on top. You know, however we get there, you know. So, verse 8 again, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusted in him. So, yeah, you're blessed when you trust in the Lord. And that's what it's going to come down to, you having faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Understanding you go get the short end of the stick here in this earth, in this current order, current state, in the hands of the wicked, the so-called white man. And knowing due time that these afflictions, you know, they go be over. In due time, we not going to get the short end of the stick. And that's only if you endure and keep realizing and understanding, you know, this is just our situation for a time being. You know, but I just say, Lord willing, there's something exhorting, you know, and useful, uplifting, and you know, can help a believer, you know, get through whatever it may be they dealing with at the time. So with that, as always, all honor, glory, and praise be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Waharakak Wadash. Until next time, I'm gonna say Shalom.